The Machine Gun Greatsword build is made possible because of the Gogmazios weapons that you can make. But interestingly enough, we only use a Gogmazios weapon, no Gogmazios armor in this build. We're trying to get a bunch of set bonuses that let us trigger extra damage when we hit. The first one is the Rathalos set bonus here called Scorcher. We have a two-piece on, Guardian Rathalos gloves and Rathalos legs to get the Scorcher two-piece, which lets us do additional fire damage when landing an attack. And this isn't every single time we land an attack, but every now and then when we land an attack, we just do bonus fire damage. Usually on this build, it's looking like right around like 30 to 50 damage, depending on the monster, depending on what's going on, but gives us a little extra damage. Then we can do the same exact thing with the Bale armor set, which has Soul of the Dark Knight. On here, with the Dark Arts two-piece set, it says that we get recoverable damage increased in elemental attack. That doesn't even matter on this build, but some Greatsword level 3 charge slashes are strengthened. And essentially what that means is when we charge up our true charge slash level 1, 2, and 3, or stage 1, 2, and 3, and we hold it all the way to the point where we blink red and then let it go, we're gonna do really big damage for the attack itself. Plus we're gonna send out a big purple wave in front of us that does extra damage. And when that hits, it's right around like 100 damage, something like that, obviously depending on the monster, but it looks like this. It's this big wave that goes out in front of us. That's what the Soul of the Dark Knight Dark Arts set bonus does. And so I run two pieces of the Bale armor to get that set bonus in. And then another instance of damage is from the Lagiacrus set bonus here. We've got Leviathan's Fury, the two-piece Azure Bolt 1 right here. And it says that we can temporarily increase affinity and deal extra thunder damage upon buildup. And this works very similarly to the Rathalos Scorcher set, where every now and then when we attack, we're gonna get bonus damage. It'll be thunder element damage, and we'll get some affinity to boot. Now, in order for this to trigger, we need a two-piece armor set from Lagiacrus for the Azure Bolt here, and we get that through the Gogmazios weapons. Both these greatswords have the exact same set bonus here with Leviathan's Fury on it, so we can get that two-piece from Lagiacrus to use Azure Bolt on here. But with this whole build, we get 3 two-piece armor sets on our build. 2 from Bale, 2 from Rathalos, and 2 from Lagiacrus with the weapon and the coil here, which lets us trigger our regular damage with the greatsword, whatever damage we do. But if we do a level 3 charge with our charged attacks of the greatsword, we trigger the Bale extra damage, and then occasionally we'll get the Scorcher and the Lagiacrus Azure Bolt extra damage, which then gives you the regular damage plus 3 instances of extra damage. And when we throw on the Corrupted Mantle, that gives us a 5th instance of damage every now and then when we hit while that mantle is on. Thus, the name, the Machine Gun Greatsword build, because we're hitting for 5 instances of damage every now and then, but more often than not, we're hitting for multiple instances of damage on every single hit that we do. Now, for the weapons, I've got Gogmazios weapons set up with the Leviathan's Fury, as you saw, but on the gems, I put a little bit of guard and guard up on this build for both the weapons, because I use these weapons against Gogmazios primarily. You could make an even better build that takes off guard and guard up against a whole bunch of other monsters, and even run weapons that don't have element on them and go more raw attack. But this is my go-to Gogmazios weapon build up. It's really good. It works really well for it, and the guard up keeps us really safe. Though I use this build against everything else as well, and it works perfectly fine. But if you wanted to add more damage to this build, you could by removing the guard up and the guard. But I like to play safe. I like to make sure that I'm going to live through attacks, and guard up helps out with that a lot. And then down below, we've got some focus and blaze, a little bit more element here, or you could add a focus and handicraft if you wanted to instead. I just don't have enough jewels to use that, so I added some element on here instead. And then attack plus 3 for the attack boost 3 on here to just get more damage on it. On the armor, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here to up our agitator, and the charm is the agitator charm as well, because I want to max out agitator 5 on the build. The resentment's just on the build itself. I didn't plug that in, but I've got maximum might, recovery speed, quick sheath on here added in. And then I'm a huge fan of Mushroommancer. I run it on literally every single build that I play on this game. If you don't like Mushroommancer, you could take Mushroommancer off and put something else in, like speed eating or something else, or add more resentment to the build, whatever you want. I have the mushroom tax on all my builds, so I've got that plugged in here. And then if you're gonna do more specific GOG stuff, then you're gonna take out some of these recovery jewels and throw in like Mire Walker or fire resistance as needed, as you're feeling comfortable with the hunt. I have recovery jewels on here because with Mushroommancer, our recovery speed skill is really, really helpful, and it helps us heal with the toadstools very quickly. But you could do what you want to there based on how you play it. So that's the whole build. I really, really enjoy doing this a lot, and I thought I should show you how it works in a regular hunt here to show you the machine gun effect. So check it out. All right, I said this is my GOG takedown set, so let's take it on with GOG. I gotta check to see I've got the fire weapon equipped here. I do, perfect. We use fire for the first days here to soften up the oil, which doesn't really matter too much when you're playing multiplayer. But when I'm playing solo with the support hunters, I want to make sure that I got that taken care of. The guard up in the guard is huge, especially for this attack. We can just tank that and then counterattack with our own attack, you know? Pretty fun there. It also blocks all the oil that he sprays at us from his little twoffers. But you see all that extra damage coming off from our attacks? I'll be sure to point it out the next time I see it. Where are my support hunters at? Oh, do I got to do this? There we go. Let's get some support hunters in here. Not that I can't do this myself, but we'll speed it up a little bit, you know? There we go. There was 3 instances of damage. That's kind of fun. And I'm always targeting the arms here. That's the way to go. Knock it down. Fabi's going to take a hit here. That's nice. Once we get it knocked out, we can do some big damage on the face. Now, the interesting thing about this build is that, we're not necessarily doing big damage in one instance of the attack. That's kind of the whole point, right? We want to hit for big combined damage with all 5 instances at once. We'll throw on the Corrupted Mantle here a little bit later, but I want to get to the point where we're feeling really safe, like now. Then we'll throw the Corrupted Mantle on. Let's throw this on and add some more damage to our attack. There we go. There's 2. There's 4, 5. We hit everything that time. That's sick. I love that. That's the whole point of the build, right? Is to get all that damage in there all at one time, and it just looks really sick. But when you add all the damage up as well, it's actually a lot of damage. It's so much. Oh, we got an extra player here. Crazy. Oh, that's because I put up the SOS player. That's why. Well, we'll see if our extra player here will be of much help to us. Hopefully they are. That'd be great. But when you add up all this damage on the machine gun from the TCS charge plus the extras, it adds up to quite a bit. And in the red phase of GOG Mazios, like you're hitting for over 1,000 damage total. And even we're hitting for over 1,000 sometimes against GOG Mazios when he's not in the red phase as well, including other monsters too. It's pretty cool. It's like I said, you won't see that all in one instance of damage. It's because it all triggers up together with all the extra added damages that your armor sets do, your bonuses do. So it's pretty fun. I really like this a lot. Now, one thing that you'll play differently with this build versus other Greatsword builds, let me explain it a little bit here. Usually on Greatsword, I try to skip to level 3 TCS like this, using the tackles to get to level 3 as soon as possible. Because that's where a lot of the damage is on the 3rd TCS. Nice job, team. But with this build, I want to hit as many charge hits as I can. And so I don't skip TCS charges on this build at all. I go for all 3 of them and charge them to level 3 so that we can get that Bale armor wave damage that comes out of there. Now, it does make your charge attacks slower, unfortunately. Nice break. Because you're trying to hit every single charge attack for 3. But the nice thing is that you're not reliant on hitting a level 3 TCS, the last stage of it. You can hit any one of the charge attacks and you're gonna do plenty of damage. Man, he is frolicking like crazy right now. Let's heal our team here, maybe. There we go. We'll get to an arm here. We'll do some more. So when you're playing this build, make sure that you do the full charge on as many attacks as you can. Now, the charge will not send out the purple wave from Bale armor when you do the offset. So don't worry about charging that one up unless you're trying to time the attack. But all these TCS charges of each level, each stage of it, they'll all put the purple wave through on the Bale armor. And so charge all those up. That's going to give you a lot of damage extra. Get up here. Drink one of these. See if I can hit this claw. I sure can. Nice. I'll take that. The knockdown didn't happen, though, unfortunately. But that's okay. I'll take the 8,000 damage. Ow! Now, on this quest, we have a lot of healing from NPCs, so Mushroom Answer matters a little less until the final stage of Gogmazios. Then Mushroom Mancer's really nice because he just like frolics around like crazy all over the place. So having access to really fast, quick heals is super nice. On other monsters and wilds though, when you're running this build, that Mushroom Mancer triggers often, like it matters often. And so it's nice to have all those extra heals. There we go. But we also get the side benefits of running free Armor Drug and Demon Drug with the Parashrooms and Nitro Shrooms. We have Toadstools plus Recovery Speed 3. And so we're healing like crazy for the chip damage that we take. Just watch my HP throughout this hunt when we take a hit, because we'll let the Toadstool just do its work and heal us up, which is super nice. It keeps us really safe along with the guard. Okay, we got the gun being charged by others. I'm gonna keep swinging away at this one, man. 600 damage there plus an extra 69. Nice from the Bale Armor. You'll see more damage as we get to the late stage here. Oh, that was a good one. 500 there. Level 3, 41. There's 650 plus 80. Nice. Look at our chip damage, right? We're burning because of the fire, but the Toadstool's keeping us alive big time there. So nice. Let the Toadstool heal us up. So I've mentioned the guard up and the guard a few times now, but the other things that work really well for this build to keep us safe is that we're playing Greatsword, which has access to the guard. It also has an offset, and it has a tackle, which is kind of like a really, really good guard because it keeps you on your feet and lets you counterattack with your own. It's pretty nice to have all the options to be able to block damage or at least reduce it. Plus running Mushroom Mancer for sustainability. It's actually kind of hard to die unless you're trying to, really. You just have so much safety in this build. I had a stream one day where I was playing with a couple other people, and we streamed for like 5 hours, did Gogmazios hunts the whole time. And I was the only person in that group that didn't cart for the entire day that we streamed, right? We did, I don't know, tens of Gogmazios hunts in that stream. And I didn't cart a single time. It wasn't that we didn't fail a single time, that I didn't cart a single time. That's one thing I love about this build is we're just so safe without the use of like high defense stats or running Blackest Night. We have ways to keep our damage really high, but also stay healthy with the Mushroom Mancer plus guard up. It's nice. All right, we've made our way to the top here, and I made sure to switch my weapon to the Dragon Element one now, but the build works the exact same way. We've just got Dragon Element on now instead of Fire Element on. We'll also be hitting for bigger damage once we get Gogmazios into the red phase here and him softened up because he's very weak to the dragon. Ooh, the dragon part of this hunt. And we've got Dragon Element on the weapon. The difference here, though, is that Greatsword doesn't do a ton of elemental damage to begin with. We're still going to get him his power in check. That works for this build. I do that frequently with no issues on this quest. But we're not doing high element damage on this build, despite having some pretty nice element on the weapon. Our goal is to go for just big old stonky TCS, ow, attacks. Ooh, that's a good one, 700. Oh, that's 1,000 damage right there. See what I'm saying? That level 3 charge on the TCS hits for big damage on this phase with the Dragon Element, plus all the extras. We go big on this build. Okay, shoot it down again. Time to go on the offensive, y'all. Okay, let's see what we can do on TCSs here. We got a lot of work to do here. There it is, powers in check. No problem. There's 1,000 damage hit. Now, one of the great parts about this build is during this part of the phase, as long as we got the power in check, we can just hold the guard here and we will not die. We've got Mushroom Mancer going with the Toadstools, recovery speed 3. It cannot kill us. You just hold that guard up, run in after the explosion and get in there. And I'm back at full HP after taking all that chip damage. I love it. It's so, so nice to not have to worry about chasing Fabius down or getting hit by a fireball. It never happens. You just hold that guard and you don't even have to worry about it. It makes it really safe for this phase of the hunt. The hardest part of this hunt is right now when he's flopping around and just playing safe here. But once you get the practice on Gogmazios for this part, it's not too bad. Oh, nice. Woo. Get him, team, get him. Great tackles, perfect. Still alive because of that. Thanks for the heal. Got the tail cut, nice work, team. Power's not in check yet, but we're gonna get time to go on the offensive here soon, and then we'll get him. Time to go on the offensive.
Time to go on the offensive.
Let's get him. Okay, that's big. 600 there. Power's in check. 1,000 damage hit there. I'm gonna play for safety here and run back. There we are, and then we can just hold our guard here and we're good to go. Hopefully our teammates hang on here. Lots of shields to hang behind. There it is. Okay, let's throw the toadstool on quick. There's our proof of the hero. We gotta finish this, everybody. Come on, team, we can do this. Put him in the bag. Big damage, big damage. Oh, team, no! Well, the build works great, but when you've got your teammates carding, you can only get so far, you know? That's just how it is. Thanks for checking out the build. Have a great one and happy hunting.